Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for another edition of WOWSA Live, brought to you by our host, Ned Denison. Ned?
Hello, everyone. I'm the chairperson of the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame. We have one of our honorees with us today. She's simply known by Pilar. Everyone knows her. She has been a dominant swimmer. Just give you some recap before I ask her to introduce herself. World Prix winner 2010, 2011, 2014, 2015, and last year in 2019. And she got second place 2009, 12, and 16. A total of 39 podium finishes, from the cold in Lake Saint Jean in Canada to the 88 kilometers warm in the Parana in her home of Argentina. Pilar, welcome, and introduce yourself to everybody.
Yes, thanks a lot. Hello, Ned. Hi, Steven. I'm so happy to be here with you today. So, well, thanks a lot.
How do you stay at the top of this sport for more than 10 years?
Well, you know, I started swimming on Grand Prix series on 2009. This was my first year swimming in Grand Prix. And before that, I was racing like in unofficial races, you know, 10K, South American Games, Pan American Games. I did the qualify for Olympics. I did the World Championship, but only in distance 5, 10, and 25. But once a time, I started swimming on Grand Prix series. I realized that was my passion, you know. I really enjoy the distance, the situation, everything. I really enjoy everything, and I start swimming this. So answering your question, I think with the years, you know, I discovered about this, that there are 3 things that maybe makes me keep in the high level, you know. And first of these things is the passion, you know. I really enjoy swimming. I really enjoy preparing. I really enjoy training, racing. So when you have passion for what you do, I think that everything is more easy. So keep a lot of years doing something is more easy also. The second thing that I believe that is important to keep in that high level, and this point I think that is very important, is to keep like a balance, you know. Everything, or maybe a result is never so good, and it's never like so bad, you know. It's like to keep a balance of everything. So this helps me a lot to recover fast for a bad moment, even for a good moment, you know. But because when you have like a good race, you have to try to keep like cold mind again, to keep training, and you keep swimming. So have this balance is important. And the last thing, I think that this is very important too, is to be like a flexible and adaptable, you know. If you are an open water swimmer, it's very important that you have the capacity to adapt to the situations very fast, because open water is that, you know, is everything is unexpected. Something suddenly can happen. It's very important to be flexible and adaptable. So I think that thanks for all these things, I can keep swimming for long years, you know.
For these last 10 years, who have been your toughest competitors? The ones you look at them and you go, "Whoa, it's going to be a hard day."
Well, you know, for all these years, I have like a different competitors, very tough, you know. For a lot of years, for example, was Esther Núñez from Spain, who now is my coach. Other years was Alice Franco from Italy. Other years was Sylvie Rivarova from Czech Republic. The last years have been Olga Kusidov from Russia and Barbara Posoton from Italy. You know, the girls and the competitors change all the time. But I was thinking about this question, you know, that are you doing me? And I think that sometimes in the most of the moments, the most tough competitor, we are ourselves, because sometimes, or a lot of times, we have to lead with our things, our ideas. So if I have to answer a question apart of the other competitors, I have to say that my tough competitor is myself.
And you now mentioned Esther as your coach. Are you
Yes.
training? Are you training as well with Damien in the same time?
Yes, we swim together in a little team. Esther has been my competitor for a long years, and she was my coach from the last 2 years, I think. So this is very exciting for me, and it's very funny because I have been training like 10 years alone, completely alone, only with my coach. And now I have like a group, so everything is more easy, you know, more funny. So yes, it's nice to swim with them.
And she's married to Damien. Does she treat him better than you?
Yes. Yes, that's true. Well, that's your opinion, eh?
I'm just asking. And
it's not mine. You say that.
For these last 10 years, what were your best moments?
Well, you know, about my best moments, I think that in a way that we walk, it's a lot of bad moments and good moments. If I had to say which moment was my best, I can say that maybe last year was my best moment, you know, because I have been winning for 5th time in my career the Grand Prix series with 35 years old. So maybe when I was younger, I thought maybe, for example, when I won for first time in 2010, I thought that maybe that was my best moment. But now, 10 years after, I can realize that my best moment is now, because I feel with more experience, I feel like with more strong, mentally strong. I have lived a lot of things during these last 10 years that makes me feel stronger. So I think for sure that I am in my best moment. Maybe not now, not today, because we are not training. But for sure, I feel very strong, very strong.
And the worst moment, the lowest time?
Well, the worst moment, you know, I have a kind of way to think the life in some way that makes me not allowed to recognize like a bad or my worst moment. Why I say that? Because I believe that all the moments are like a learning for us, you know. So maybe I don't like to call like a bad moment. Instead, I like to call like something to learn. So, for example, when I have a bad race, I say, okay, this is not a bad race. This is not a bad race, you know. This is a way to learn something. So, in this kind of way to think the things, everything is, or I mean, it's difficult to find like a worst thing, you know, because I am learning for everything. Of course, in my personal life, I have lived maybe difficult situations, personal situations that I had to overcome, you know, but it's difficult for me to say this is my worst thing or this is my worst moment, you know. I'm sure that we can learn from everything.
Okay. You've been racing and racing and racing and racing, and then you did the long swim across the river. What was different in your head going across the river? How did you prepare differently? How did you motivate yourself? What were the differences between racing and that river?
Well, my experience, it was in 2018. I crossed the river between Uruguay and Argentina. This was 42 kilometers. And it was like a new experience, you know, because it was the first time in my life I swim too long in a different context. I mean, it was not a race. It was not, there were other people, other swimmers, it's just me. So at the first time, I was a little bit scared from this because I say, oh, maybe I'm going to get bored, or maybe, I don't know. It's different to swim alone than swimming in a race. So I tried to imagine that I was in a race. So suddenly I was swimming alone, but in my mind, I was swimming a race with others. And this kept me very concentrated on try to doing my best, you know. So it was a great experience, and I was sure that that this time of swimming I can do, because I mean 9 hours I always swim in the races. So this was not my worry, but my worry was maybe not get funny or get bored. So I tried to think that I was racing. It was very nice experience. I did a new record, and the most important thing that this crossing was the Women Day. It was 8th March, that is the International Women Day. So this represents like a big thing for me.
And when you went back to the pool the next day, the day after that, and you saw Damien, who used to have the record,
Yes.
did you let him swim in the fast lane, or did you say, sorry, Damien, you need to go swim in the slow lane until you get better?
Well, you know, and in fact, Damian did this cross like 1 month before me. He did like 20 minutes less than me, but in some moment of my cross, I was leading from him, because the guy that was in my boat, he had like the GPS, and that's let him know the distance or the times compares with Damian's time. So in one moment of my crossing, I was behind. I mean, I was front Damian. So that was very fun, because I was close to beat his record.
Okay. And you've been very active in the society and in the charity world. Tell everybody what you've been doing to give back to the world.
Yes, you know, I started working with a sponsor like 8 years ago that calls WOWSA, and it was like a really nice and good and new experience for me that changed my mind and life for a long time. This company is a construction company that makes buildings. Well, it's like a building company, and they have like a program, like a social program that they have a lot of sports ambassadors, and one of these ambassadors, I am one of these ambassadors. So our activity is to choose a place where we want to help them to improve their buildings with products of the company. So we have, I can choose from a lot of places, and I choose a place where it's a place that helps poor people. Then it's like a kind of a place where poor people can go and do some activity, and also they give them some food. So this experience for me represents like a very, very good thing, because it makes me realize that suddenly my sports results can help other people, you know. So suddenly be like a winner of the Grand Prix have another sense, you know, like the things of my mind change, because it's not only that I win a Grand Prix series. Now I win a Grand Prix series that helps other people. So it was a fantastic experience for me.
And you did some work as well with the United Nations?
Yes. In 2015, I think they asked me if I want to be part of these programs to let people about the cares of the water, the oceans, you know, to talk about this. So of course I say yes, because, you know, I am very involved with ocean, with water. So I think that it's like a great idea.
And more you're doing some coaching, you're doing some motivational speaking. Is the end of your racing career in your sight? Is it in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? Are you getting ready to become a coach like Esther? What's your future plan?
Well, you know, I always thought that study was very important for me. I really like study, read. So I study a lot of things. I am accountant, economics. I am a sports journalist. All of these are careers, that's 3 years, 4 years. And also last year I did for swim coaching, you know. first is like instruction, and second is like coach, like training. You know, at the moment I am a swimmer, but also maybe tomorrow or maybe someday I can have the option to choose what I want to do. I'm not exactly now what I want to do, but of course I want to be in a relation with swimming, with coaching. I like that, you know. But also at the moment, I'm just thinking about swimming. I love swimming. I think, and I'm sure that I can swim for more years. The thing in open water is that you can swim more, you know, than if you are maybe in a swimmer pool. In open water, you can swim more years. So this is good for me. I am young. I feel like a young swimmer.
And after the big river swim, do you want to do more of those kinds of epic swims? Or is it going to be racing?
No, yes, maybe yes. You know, I think that I think I have this idea, no? For racing, you have to be very prepared, you know. But maybe for do these epic swimmings, you can do any time, you know. So maybe at the time I'm focused on racing, but I was asking, for example, the English channel. I would like to do that also, English channel. There is like a cross at south of my country, very short, but it's also very cold. That I would like to do that.
The Strait of Magellan, we call it.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So well, yes. At the moment, I'm focused on training, just racing, but I think also to do some of these crossings too, because I really like you know, do something different. It's funny. It's different. So it's okay too.
We'll put ice swimming on your list.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about ice swimming. I don't know, but maybe.
There's a glacier in the south of Argentina, and you could swim in front of the big ice glacier.
Yes, the glacier. Yes. Well, I think that was there is some people that swim there, but it's like I don't know. It's, you know, it's crazy. Imagine that, but why not? You never know.
And you are now locked down in Argentina. What are you doing to keep in shape or keep busy?
Well, yes, we are locked down. This is our 60 days, so it's a lot of time. I live in Buenos Aires, you know, Buenos Aires is the worst in a way about COVID, no worst. It's the worst because we have a lot of people infected here in Buenos Aires. It's the city in Argentina with more cases. So, for example, in some province from Argentina, they have some flexibilities and they can go out, swimming, running. But here in Buenos Aires, we can do nothing. I mean, it's not easy, really. I have not swimming for 60 days. This is a lot. I can never imagine this. But I think that we are talking the first question about to be adaptable. I am very adaptable and flexible, you know. So I try every day to keep positive, to keep focused, to keep strong. So I can do in my home bike. I have a bike, so I'm doing bike. I'm getting ready for the Tour de France. I have never trained too much in cycling like now. So I have my legs very strong. Now I'm doing cycling. I'm doing some core exercise, some dry exercise. I mean, it's not like the 6 hours I usually swim, but I try to do at least 1.5 hours per day. I mean, I can do 4 hours of bike, you know, it's not healthy for me, but I'm doing everything, and I'm very focused on my weight too, because I try to keep my weight every day. This is important. So I try to do like a mix of things, you know, intellectual things, physical things. I'm not thinking about only racing, just I'm trying to think about to keep mentally health, you know, health mentally.
Pilar, I want to thank you very much for your time. I hope your lockdown ends quickly and you can get back in the water, and we look forward to seeing you to continue to be on the podium. Thank you.
Yes, thanks a lot, Ned. Thanks a lot. I want to say all people that keep strong, keep positive, this thing is going to happen, and we are going to be in the water someday soon. Thanks a lot.